What if the Negroes break the law?
They won't. We can trust King. It's a non-violent movement.
Yes, but it won't stay that way long. Not while the law and the enforcement of the law in the South are two completely different things.
Well, that's why you must speak out. I know why, and you know why.
Yes, I do.
You know, it's a moral and fundamental legal issue.
I intend to make that clear.
You must.
I'm going to say in no uncertain terms, Pierre, that this country will not tolerate defiance of the courts or the Constitution.
As soon as possible.
Prime time.
You got it.
17, 18. Are you hiding your eyes? 19, get ready. 20, ready or not, we're coming. Where's Daddy? Where is he? Let's go find him. Come on. Where is he? Is he back here? Mr. President, PT 109. Let's check under these chairs here. I don't think he's under that one. Maybe he's under here. What do you think? Well, you know, he said he had Irish magic. Maybe he's just disappeared. See him there? Do you see him there? There he is! Oh! What happened to your Irish magic? You all right? Oh, that's not so good. Daddy needs a doctor, I think.
Here is an update on the Freedom Riders' progress in the South. At this time, blacks and whites are seated together in two buses, integrated. White and black together in an attempt to test, in the southern states, the effectiveness of the recently passed desegregation laws. They will not meet violence with violence, a spokesman confirmed this morning. We expect violence, he added, but we come in peace and love. Confrontation, a police source said, is expected. Back now to It Is Well With My Soul.
When the niggers get here, you got 15 minutes.
That's all?
That's what it said. 15 minutes.
Mrs. Kennedy's expenditures for the first quarter are $34,000.
That's right.
And these are personal expenses?
Yes, they are.
Why is clothing so much?
Well, it's only $17,000, Mr. President.
Only $17,000? What did she buy?
Well, there is this one extraordinary item here from Paris.
Certainly is extraordinary. $4,000 for a dress. I'm going to have to bring in an accountant to have a look at this. It's out of control. Hello. Yes, hold on, please.
It's a very beautiful dress, Mr.
I'm
President.
sure it is. It's also a damned expensive one. Listen, Mary, I don't intend to be the first president to go bankrupt his first year in office. This is very serious. I'm going to have to talk to her. Whose money do you think this is?
Well, I always thought there was enough to go around.
Did you? May I inform you that I am not Governor Rockefeller. I'm not made of money. Please understand that. Would you have Mrs. Lincoln make a copy of this? I want to take it with me tonight. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
have to say, I have to make it demonstrably clear to you that the Supreme Court is impotent. Their decisions mean nothing.
They mean a great deal, Dr.
They
King.
do not. They fail to desegregate the bus terminals.
I wouldn't say that.
I would. I do. I do say that. And I say you move very, very slowly. We ask for speed.
Well, we ask for patience. We are trying.
Come on, in the name of God Almighty. Why the delay? What purpose does it serve? Do you require martyrs? How far do we have to go? Tell me, I beg you.
The law protects you, the law of this country.
Me?
You, your people, the Negroes. The law protects you, believe me.
I do not believe you, Mr. Kennedy.
What freedom do the colored people have? The freedom. Yes. The Freedom Riders are free to ride. Today is Mother's Day. Do you know that? And the Birmingham Police Commissioner, Bull Connor, has rightly allowed his men the freedom to be with their mothers. And the riders the freedom to ride into Anniston. And the white citizens the freedom to express their views. The nigger will have freedom given to him. Freedom is a gift from God. A gift. You can't steal a gift. You can't buy a gift.
You're going to have to try and stop those riders.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Whatever's necessary. I don't want to see any violence down there.
Right, but how do I stop them? The riders are well within their constitutional rights, and they want what is legally theirs.
Send someone down there to negotiate now. You realize if there's any violence between Negroes and whites, we'll lose everything before we begin? Those people voted for us. They deserve our support.
All right. I'll call Governor Patterson, have him provide protection.
Yes, and tell him to have his policemen do their duty, obey the law, keep the peace.
All right.
I don't want any ugly headlines following me to Europe or Khrushchev waving my face at Vienna. Yes.
I propose we categorize expenditures under medical, food and liquor, jewelry, art, clothing, hairdresser, and gifts. How's that?
That seems fine. But what about animals?
Animals. Which animals are these?
Well, Mr. Johnson gave the president 4 cows.
You intend to keep them around here?
Oh, no, they're not official cows. I think at last count there were 3 calves and a bull. Well, perhaps we could go into beef production at Glen Oran, and that would be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Surely.
So how would we get a tax deduction on that?
Well, we'd have to keep accounting. Grass, hay, feed, veterans' bills. We seem to be spending more money on the horses than on the children. Is that right?
No, is that right? No, that can't be right.
Well, there's riding accessories.
Yes, well, we can put that under clothing. Oh, there's the horse vacuum cleaner. I suppose we can put that under animals.
You know, I could trade in a few fur coats or something.
Oh, yes, we have to check out the clothing problem.
You see, that is not a problem for me.
The president thinks it is, for him.
Well, then we'll just have to cut down on things all around, won't we?
Well, that would certainly be helpful to me.
Yes? Well, we'll give it a try. Afternoon, gentlemen.
The local and the state police will do their duty and will be seen to do it. That's what we want.
With Bull Connor there, who wants him beaten until it looks like a bulldog chewed him up, he wants to see black blood. He's always wanted that.
How do you deal with a man like that? How do you appease a psychotic?
By not using force, keep calm.
Oh, yeah. You know, and Patterson was a supporter of the Kennedy campaign. He was the first Southern governor to do so. He was with us.
And why isn't he answering your calls?
Oh, because he's changed his mind. The Klan supported his election. Now he's paying dues to them. Huh? Go down there, John. Right, you're a Southerner and a federal marshal. You talk to the Freedom Riders, calm them. Show them that we're with them any way you can.
Dripping sorghum and molasses?
Well, if you want.
Well, what do I say to Patterson to make him understand? As what?
Well, as he'd understand another Southerner. He doesn't understand me. Right? He doesn't understand the law. Explain the law to him. Explain decency.
Right.
You know, and tell the Freedom Riders that we're with them, that I support them, that the president supports them, that we're going to insist upon justice for Negroes and whites.
Okay.
Now, tell them that we're keeping our promises.
Right.
Governor Patterson's office again, please.
Governor Patterson, you are saying that the Freedom Riders are asking for trouble. Asking? Is that right, Governor?
The state of Alabama is not asking for this interference.
Have you spoken to the Attorney General?
He has not spoken to me.
Does he believe the Freedom Riders are asking for trouble?
I cannot be responsible for what the Attorney General believes. But you know as well as I know what these Freedom Riders believe. They follow Gandhi. They are saying, put on the pressure, create a crisis, and we will react. People of Alabama have reacted. And the state of Alabama cannot be responsible for the safety of fools. As for Mr. Robert Kennedy, you have to ask him about his beliefs. You ask him.
Excuse me,
As a white man?
As Attorney General. As a white man, if you like. If it makes a good news story.
Why does Hoover consider me a degenerate? Tell me.
I've heard he said worse things about me and the president.
You don't take him seriously.
No, I do take him seriously. I'm told that he believes that you are a real threat to national security.
Did you set him straight?
Well, no need. He knows what I think. He knows. And the president feels the same way. We trust you.
Do you believe what Hoover is saying about Mr. Levinson? This man is my friend, my family's friend, has been for 5 years. This man has helped us. He has advised us on our legal rights. This man is helping Negroes.
Why don't you let Mr. Levinson speak for himself?
What Martin is saying is true. I have made my advice available to him. I've raised funds for the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I have been with the Negroes when it mattered. Now, you name some other white men who can make that statement.
I know all this. Hoover says that you're a communist. Why? Why does he say that you're a communist?
Go on. Say it. Are you a communist?
I have never been a communist. You asked Harry Belafonte about me, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Hoover is just trying to discredit the movement.
Now, suppose he leaks what he claims to be evidence of your communist sympathies.
I have no communist sympathies, Mr. Kennedy.
What do Negroes want with communists?
You appreciate the damage that will be done if you are tainted? The damage to the civil rights legislation that we all want? That I support, that the president supports?
You know, Hoover is a very powerful man. Smears, innuendos, leaks, whispers. Now, that sort of stuff can damage all of us. But ultimately, it can damage what's really important, what is right, and that's Martin's cause. So who's going to control Hoover?
That is a problem. Believe me.
Not one that can be overcome? The FBI?
I wish that I could say that it was a problem that could be overcome. The Kennedys support you. What we must do now is try to stop the violence. I'm going to try. So help me God. I promise.
Hey, go home! This is my hometown,
Say, everybody, could you just listen for a moment? This man has come all the way down here from Washington, and he's now. Wait a minute, just listen. Just listen. Just listen. Now, Mr. Siegenthaler here knows that we have been under siege. Will you let him speak? Okay? Mr. Siegenthaler?
We'll escort you in safety to the airport.
We want to ride, and we're gonna ride, okay? That's what we want, Whitey.
I know what you want. I want what you want, too. Above all, I want your safety. Now, I will fly with you. I'll fly out of here with you. And we'll leave peacefully, okay?
Where to, man? Fly where?
New Orleans, or else?
Or else. We are, not any of us, going to get out of here alive. Now, let's go. We have got to get out of this hell.
I repeat, I am going to escort you out of here. We'll fly to New Orleans. And I will return to see the Greyhound bus to safety. There's been enough violence. I have instructions to see there'll be no more.
Do something about them out there.
I will not have a bus ordered out of here by the Attorney General's sidekicks. Do the people have a voice? Hear me. Do they have a voice? Is that the call? Mr. Attorney General, if one federal marshal sets foot in Alabama, there will be blood in the streets.
If the force of law has to be applied, it will be. You understand?
As governor.
Now, I know you're the governor, John, and I know that you've been avoiding my calls. And I know that you don't like what's going on down there. Well, neither do I, and neither does the president.
Mr. Attorney General, I am not used to being talked to like this.
Well, then listen some more. If the force of law has to be applied, it will be applied. I take responsibility.
You do?
I do. And I will see that it comes down across the heads of all those who break the law. I want no violence. I insist you do as I say. If I'm Mr. Siegenthaler, tell him to go to Montgomery. The president... Yeah, find the president. Let me talk to him. All right, fine, then I'll go to the White House. Governor, I'm going to speak to the president.
Hoover's pushing for increased surveillance on Levinson.
Why?
Because he thinks that Levinson's a communist.
Is he?
I'm certain he's not.
Well, then it can't do much harm, have his phones bugged. After all, Levinson is only a conscientious lawyer with Negro sympathies.
But I wish that I could warn him that he's being bugged.
No, don't do that, Bobby. Just let it be.
I just feel that Hoover's out to wreck any progress with the Negro. He's determined to get King's neck.
And mine.
And he wants to precipitate a kind of fury. Wish he had fired that man at the start.
You know why I didn't?
I know.
Couldn't. Can't. All right. Let's pursue Hoover. Let's find out if there really is anything on Levinson. If there is not, it would damage Hoover because his own people will have made a serious mistake. I'd still like to rake Hoover over the coals. You never know, he might even resign.
We might put the screws into him yet.
Let's give it a try.
That bus will find no driver. No driver. Do you hear me?
No bus.
No bus. Those niggers will stay there. The people will show them that they can't parade themselves taunting the law. But if it's violence they want, good men will show it to them. They won't find one single employee to drive the bus. Any bus. Agitators, communists. Why does no one listen? They will. Oh, they will.
Well, I can't help what the Women's Christian Temperance Union says. I mean, no booze, Jack, that's ridiculous.
Well, we have to serve liquor on every occasion.
I've already had a word about that with the staff here and with your people.
What kind of word?
Well, I just told them if there was any person of means who was interested in making a nice gift to the White House, perhaps they could make it liquor. That's what I said.
And who did you say this to?
Kenny O'Donnell. We can economize if you want. If people here don't finish their wine or their brandy, I'm sure we can get the butlers here to pour it back into the bottles. Mr. Yes, you would oblige us, I suspect. I mean, no one is going to sue the White House because they contracted some sort of mouth disease. Anyway, it's alcohol, so it's safe. And Mr. West's lips are sealed.
Completely sealed, madam.
Oh, but you know, everyone is saying that we only serve French wine here. We have a French chef. Even the menus are in French. Can't we back off this French bit a bit?
Or would you like Irish wine? I'm sure I could arrange to get you a naval chef. We could have the menus in Esperanto, whatever you like. Now, I think things here are very nice as they are, don't you?
Yes, I do. It's just that no one else likes the French.
Well, Father said if we keep getting criticized for all this French stuff, you just tell them that there are enough Irishmen in the White House now. It's only fair to give the French a chance. D'accord?
D'accord, madame, bien sûr.
You even made a Frenchman out of Mr. West. May I have some more French wine, Mr. West?
Hold it a second. They can't find anyone to drive that Greyhound bus to Montgomery.
They can't. Now, get me the man in charge.
Are you the superintendent?
We'll just,
Bob?
Yeah.
It's Bob Kennedy. What's the problem?
The drivers refuse to drive.
Well, do you drive a bus?
No.
Surely someone at the bus company can drive a bus.
Yes, sir. No, sir, not at this moment.
Yeah, well, then you better get me Mr. Greyhound, or whoever Greyhound is, and somebody better give me an answer to this question.
What question, Mr. Kennedy?
I and the government is going to be very upset if these people do not get to continue on their trip.
It's not possible, Mr. Kennedy.
Under the law, they are entitled to transportation provided by Greyhound. Somebody better get in the damn bus, get it going, and get these people on their way.
If you say so, sir.
I do.
They're leaving now.
Hoover has to come to me for authorization to bug anyone, including King.
What's the point in bugging Martin King?
If Hoover bugs King's place, he's not going to find anything anyway.
Say it gets out that you gave Hoover authorization to bug King. Think of the uproar.
I haven't given him authorization, Nick.
But you haven't stopped him.
No, I haven't stopped him, no. I happen to believe in Martin King. I happen to believe that Hoover won't find anything on him at all. Hoover's just paranoid. Do you think there's anyone he hates more than me? I mean, he's mad. Who does he hate more than me?
Martin King.
Yeah. I suppose his files will show that we're both communists. Groomis, you think he's got a file on dogs?
On red setters.
Anybody know where Siegenthaler is now?
They should be following the bus to the Montgomery terminal.
When you're lonely, on this land, just remember God has. When
Now take a look at this, Bill. This is quite nice. This is from Prince Hassan. Pretty embroidery, huh?
Mm-hmm. This is good.
Ah.
Yeah, well, it's... What about this?
Oh, well, that's Argentinian.
Oh, you're gonna wear it?
No, I
Oh,
think
this is
not.
kind of Eva Peron.
No.
Come on, Jackie. It's New Frontier.
It's a very old frontier to me.
It's a pity not to use this.
You think? Now look at this. This is really remarkable. This is from Haile Selassie. Isn't that a beautiful fur?
Mm.
Must have cost a fortune.
At least.
Mm. Oh, and this is from King Lule Hassan, this belt from Morocco. Do you like it?
Can I have this?
No, you may not. You can wear it from time to time.
No, I want to use it like a rug. What in God's name is this?
I don't know, but whatever it is, we're going to put it in the guest room, I think.
Well, I'll stay in a hotel, thank you very much.
No, I wouldn't fool around with it if I were you. It might kick, light, I don't know what it would do.
Now, this is amazing.
Isn't that amazing? You know, I think if I get one more of those elephant feet, I'm going to send them Caroline's finger paintings in retaliation. Actually, her finger paintings are too good.
It's terrible. Punching, bloody faces, my God, there's a whole gang. There are no cops. I have to go.
Send in 400 marshals.
400.
I said 400 marshals.
Yes. All right, just a minute. Governor Patterson.
Yes?
Dr. King is coming here. The Alabama National Guard can't protect him.
Is that so, Governor? Is that so? All right, I'll tell you what to do. You have General Graham of the Alabama National Guard call me, because I want to hear, and I want to hear personally, a U.S. general tell me that he isn't capable of protecting Dr. Martin Luther King. You do that now. And I want to send 50 U.S. Marshals, 50 to the airport as a personal bodyguard to Dr. King. And I advise you not even to dream of the consequences if you disobey that instruction. Byron, you go down to Alabama, you count those 400 marshals. Angie, get me John Siegenthaler. I'm sorry, John.
Never seen anything like it, Bob.
No, you did what was right.
Can I give you some advice?
Go ahead.
Never run for governor of Alabama. Couldn't get elected.
Thanks. Bye. He's okay.
The heart of the question is whether all Americans are to be afforded equal rights and equal opportunities. Whether we are going to treat our fellow Americans as we wish to be treated. If an American, because his skin is dark, cannot eat lunch in a restaurant open to the public, if he cannot send his children to the best public school available, if he cannot vote for the public officials who represent him, if, in short, he cannot enjoy the full and free life which all of us want, then who among us would be content to have the color of his skin change and stand in his
Yes.
place? Who
It's
among us
Dr.
would then
King.
be content with constant patience and delay?
Thanks. I want the riders out of jail.
They stay.
Now, be reasonable, Martin. We don't need martyrs.
It's an issue of conscience, of morality. Perhaps it'll help if students come down here by the hundreds of thousands.
Your country as much as mine.
Yes, but I want our freedom.
Yeah, well, that depends on what you and the people in jail decide. Now, if you want us to get them out, we'll get them out.
They stay inside. Why do you let this go on?
I've done as much as I can.
100 years of delay have passed since President Lincoln freed the slaves, and yet their heirs, their grandsons, are not fully free. They are not yet free from the bonds of injustice. They are not yet freed from social and economic oppression. And this nation, for all its boasts and all its hopes, will not be fully free until all its citizens are free.
Hogwash.
Dr. John Howard, the United States Permanent Representative at UNESCO. His Excellency, the Ambassador to Norway, Mrs. Walker. The Honorable Howard Taylor,
I look forward at some point to making a tour of Africa.
Oh, I think Mrs. Kennedy would enjoy a safari.
Well, she's a very good photographer.
We pray to thee tonight for the salvation of our people on this earth. We pray that thou wilt forgive them that do not comprehend, that thou wilt replace the hatred, the bigotry, the evil in their hearts with thy love, thy peace. And finally, brothers and sisters, we pray that thou would bring us to thy eternal kingdom, that we may walk together hand in hand through the gates of paradise.
Martin cannot leave now.
Get me to the office. I need a phone.
Let us now read the 23rd Psalm.
Nigeria, sir. Well, great. I hear that's a wonderful place to be from. This lady here's your wife.
alive? Yes, sir. Good. But I have not yet met Mrs. Ladybird. Well, you must. We'll do that right away. Come on. Bird? Oh, Bird.
Mon français n'est pas parfait, mais c'est peut-être une question d'accent.
Mais vous parlez français très bien, madame.
Ah, vous êtes très gentil, merci. I hope you're enjoying it, Washington as much as we are.
Excellent. It is an honor for us to be here.
No, the honor is ours, believe me.
Mr. Kennedy, you cannot allow this to continue. In the name of God Almighty, have this stopped. I have my people in this church. They are small children of God, their mothers, their fathers. They are good people. They are innocent. Why are you doing nothing? Why?
Martin, I know. Please. And please don't say I did nothing. You know as well as I know that if it wasn't for those U.S. Marshals, you'd be dead as a doornail.
We will stay here until they burn down this house of God. And if Washington will not come here, then we will go to Washington. Let God's fire blaze out those whose hearts are full of hate. Sometimes I get discouraged and I feel my work is in vain. But then the Holy Spirit revives my soul again.
All right, thank you. I'm going to ask the nation for restraint, for judgment.
For a cooling off period?
Yes.
It'll cool.
It had better.
What, you think the people will listen to an appeal for calm?
They will hear it. I don't know if they'll heed it.
What do you think, Dave?
We gotta try.
Try? I've been trying. I told King you'd be dead if it weren't for the marshals we sent down.
What did he say?
He doesn't understand. I don't think he understands us at all.
What's important is that the nation understand.
And that they understand that you're walking a tightrope.
And we can't be knocked off. We won't be knocked off. There's too much at stake.
Do you realize that Dr. Martin Luther King is a fornicator with white women and a communist? This is the man who's a friend of the Kennedys. But the Attorney General does not prevent me from finding the truth. The truth.
I could be in Europe, you know, by accident.
Yes, but I won't have a chance to see you.
When do I get to see you?
Please don't pressure me.
You want to see me, don't you?
Yes, but don't use this number again, okay? I'll call you.
I could be in Europe, you know, by accident.
Yes, but I won't have
I want the file on the last 24 hours.
Now?
Now, boy. Names of all the hotels he uses. Friends in Chicago, Washington, Palm Springs. Files on John Cama, Rosselli, Latin American connections, vice connections. Does she have a mother?
I'll have to check out if she has a mother.
Look, boy, I have a mother. You have a mother. There is no man alive that doesn't have a mother of some description, and a description is what I want. Have men watch the mother, too. I want bank accounts, laundry bills. I want to know who makes the hotel reservations, doctor's reports. I want more on that woman than she could give us if she were sitting right here now. More than she even knows about herself. Above all, I want every final detail of the minutes, the hours, the days she spent with Kennedy. So, when I say I want the file, I mean the full file.
We'll do our best, sir.
Don't say that to me. You sound like a man who can't deliver if you say you'll try your best. I assume you have been doing your best. Bring in everything on the woman. Will you stop apologizing to me? And make sure she is never lost sight of. She isn't a person. She's a file.
Well, it's ridiculous. 3,600 combat troops won't seduce them. I mean, you can't win a woman by slapping her face, and that's what the Pentagon wants me to do.
Use the cover of military advisors. Send in military advisors.
Well, you can't appease the communists. I think Kenny's right. Quietly prop up DM with military advisors and a few Green Berets.
Keep control of the situation. No need for a commitment that's open-ended. No need for a war. Just keep control.
How many do I send?
Well, just enough to show that we mean business without being aggressive or ruthless.
Shall we say 100 military advisors and 400 Green Berets?
What do you think can be won if the whole thing escalates?
I don't know. No one does. General MacArthur said you can't win a land war in Asia, and I agree with that. So how do we persuade our own people here at home that the United States is prepared for a guerrilla war 12,000 miles away?
You can't win with counterinsurgency unless you have intelligence. And how do we know what the peasants think?
We don't. I'm not sure how we find out.
And then you have to win over a DM. There are those at State and Defense who believe in counterinsurgency. They believe that the whole thing can be won in under 2 years.
Yes, they told me 18 months, but do you think we can believe them?
I don't know. I don't know.
Neither do I. All right, let's start from the beginning again. Now, Ambassador Frederick Nolting has gone over there, and he is pro-DM. Now, would there be any advantage to my going over there as well sometime in the near future?
Well, we should go to Europe first. First things first. Let's not confuse things. One continent at a time.
All right. What about Lyndon? He's always coming in here complaining he has nothing to do. We can send him to Saigon, and you can go with him, Steve.
Me?
Yes. You'll go as the president's brother-in-law.
Are you serious, Mr. President?
I'm very serious. You'll take Jean. It's a good idea. You guys will make it a party.
Yeah, make it family. You're the president's brother-in-law.
I'm aware of that, Bob, but how does that qualify me to go to Saigon with Johnson?
You're better qualified than him.
You tell them that we're not withdrawing from Vietnam.
Well, why is that necessary if you're sending over a whole lot more military?
Because we're not sending as many as everyone wants us to, and they are not military. They are military advisors.
Except Lyndon, but he'll be giving them advice, too.
He'll be giving them hell. All right, gentlemen, so at least we have agreed on that. Thank you. Yes, Mrs. Lincoln, would you please contact the Vice President and have him come to my office tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock? Thank you very much. I don't really know if we can win a guerrilla war. Do you?
You don't believe in the methods?
Well, I just think that somehow it's so very strange to have a Marine from Vermont or Denver or anywhere believe himself that he can beat an Asian in his own territory when that sort of fighting is in their blood, in their guts. But I suppose we have to try.
You're not going to give up on it?
No, I can't. I mean, I can't see any other way out of Vietnam now. Can you?
Mr. President, I'm not sure about taking the Smiths along, too. Why?
Why not? It's only a gesture.
Well, what do I call your brother-in-law?
Whatever you like. Member of the family, the man from state, whatever.
And his wife?
Just call her the president's little sister, Jean.
What do I tell DM?
Listen to him first. Find out what he wants.
What about protection?
Just let him know, reassure him that we'll help protect his country.
That's not what I mean. I mean, what about my protection?
I wouldn't be concerned about your career. It's safe, I promise you, Lyndon.
Mr. President, I do not want to go. You don't understand. I know why you're sending me out there. That's all right. That's my problem. That's my career problem. But that's a dirty place, Saigon. There's a lot of people getting shot out there, and I just don't want to be one of them.
I wouldn't worry about that, Lyndon. They're more likely to shoot Steve and Jean. Look, What we need to place there is your kind of down-to-earth approach and style, your kind of confidence. You can sell them on the Mekong Valley Project. Tell them you're an old riverman yourself. I can't think of a better man in this administration to help solve the Vietnam problem more than Lyndon Baines Johnson.
That's very kind of you, Mr. President.
Then you'll go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Lyndon. I knew I could count on you.
We'll issue a press release this afternoon.
Very well.
I don't think Manchester's going too far with the book. All he says is some of my poetry's like Emily Dickinson. That seems all right.
Yes, but I am not St. Augustine.
He doesn't say you are. He says you're as frank as St. Augustine.
And, how frank was Augustine?
Well, pretty frank, by all accounts. What was that thing he said about, make me a saint, Lord, but not quite yet?
Yeah, well, maybe he meant something else.
You ought to know. No, really, I don't think it's so bad. I mean, he compares you to Caesar and Napoleon, Tacitus, too.
Oh, I don't want people believing that sort of stuff.
Well, they're not going to believe it, but it's all right if they think it. He says you're a bad speller.
He's right.
But also that you have some kind of encyclopedic mind. So you see, the charm must still be working.
You said that?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, good. When the charm stops working, you let me know.
You'll be the first to know.
Yes, and I want a story that says the United States is far out in front of the Soviet Union with our rockets, and that we intend to put a man on the moon.
You'll have it. When you have a man in the moon.
On the moon, Kenny. There already is a man in the moon, and he's not necessarily an American.
What about the comments that the cost of space is astronomical?
Well, let's leave out any mention of astronomy.
You could talk about science.
Yes, but I don't know enough about science to speak of. I do know that we are far in front with our weaponry, and I want the Soviets and the Chinese to know that, too. I want the White House press to reflect a confident image of this administration in view of U.S. involvement in Vietnam.
Something on Van Braun?
No. Not while I'm just about to embark on a trip to London, Dave. I think the British people would find it offensive, and rightly so, if I make any mention of Von Braun in England. I want to talk about his rockets going to the moon, not blitzing London.
We should run more stories on civil rights.
Yes, very good. Let's have Pierre work up something about the Negro in the new frontier.
The moon's good.
The moon?
Make it the place for the new American heroes?
Yes. Emphasize the moon. Let's be very clear. Let's be bold. Let us say that we intend to put a man on the moon and to bring him back safely again by the first day of 1970.
The countdown.
Liftoff and the clock has started. Yes, sir. Reading it loud and clear. This is Freedom 7. The fuel is go. 1.2 G. Cabin at 14 psi. Oxygen is go. Cabin pressure is holding at 5.5. Okay, it's a lot smoother now. A lot smoother. 7 here. Fuel is go. 4 G. 5.5 cabin. Oxygen go. All systems are go. What a beautiful view. Control is smooth. My condition is good.
We are seeing a real hero. Incredible. Congratulations, Lyndon. We're on our way now.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Jackie, you missed a liftoff. How are you, sweetheart? Mrs. Lincoln, make sure that line is open so that I can talk to Commander Shepard as soon as he's picked up.
Well, as long as he doesn't make a left and go to the moon.
In that case, leave the line open. I'll say goodbye. We'll be 8 years ahead of schedule.
Well, what more is needed? Well, say something, boy.
Yes, sir.
Don't keep on saying yes, sir, yes, sir. You mean no, sir. No more is needed.
You want us to hold off her, sir?
I do not. I want you to stay so close to that boy that I know even the time of day that she clips her nails. And I want all the other files on the other men, too. I want all the records, banks, hospitals, medical. I want everything. Well, suppose it leaked out. Sex, adultery, the president. And suppose you hadn't told me, boy. That would be bad. Very, very bad. You think you'd be too busy? Moonshots, counterinsurgency. No, I know. He's more interested in women. Always women.
It's not fair. Somebody put their foot in my mouth. Well, for a change, it wasn't yours.
Well, and then Johnson called DM the Winston Churchill of Southeast Asia.
I don't believe it.
He did. And some guy from the Washington Post really got a hold of Johnson about it. Come on, Mr. Vice President, you don't really think that.
And what did Johnson say?
He said, man, he's the only boy we got out there. But the best part was in India. I guess he must have told about 10,000 people to come and visit him in Washington, including a camel driver, and see him in his office.
A camel driver? What if he shows up? You can handle it, Pierre.
Outside the Taj Mahal, he turned to Jean and he said, little lady, you have to build something like this for Steve one day.
What did DM think of Johnson?
Well, DM just talked on and on. He just never stopped talking. Johnson sat there, knee to knee, a big look of concern all over his face. It was amazing.
Despite his flaw, I owe Johnson a great deal. I wouldn't be in the White House today if it wasn't for him. And that doesn't change the fact that DM's a bum.
More confident bum now.
Steve, I'd like to know just what we're getting for our money over there.
Not much.
We're not getting anything. All that talk from DM and his brother about cleaning up the place is a lot of nonsense. There's still widespread corruption and graft and drug use and prostitution. The secret police are still persecuting the Buddhists and anyone else who opposes the government. The whole damn place is falling apart. How much longer can I really convince the Joint Chiefs that sending in combat troops is insane? How do I win a political fight with military means when there's not even a war?
Well, I think you ought to do just what you said.
You mean wait? Yeah. Getting very concerned about Vietnam. I don't want another Cuba. I don't need another Castro on my back.
Bob's right. Just wait. Play it cool.
Why can't I just be left alone and be a great president?
I've learned in Saigon that DM prefers not to have American forces on his soil. It makes his administration seem dependent, weak. DM has many good qualities, but those who advise him are less worthy. I believe that he can assist this country prevent the cancer of communism in Southeast Asia. We must fight it there. I believe we can do so. I believe that we can win the battle. Now, the program of military aid must be carried out with care, but it is a war, Mr. President, and one to which I am committed.
Thank you, Lyndon. I appreciate all you've done.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President.
So, we are committed to DM.
Yes, but without the use of ground forces.
I don't want to see that happen.
Yet the general feeling is, Mr. President, that people want, well, decisive action in South Vietnam.
Do you advocate the use of ground forces?
Well, if the invasion starts down from the north, do we think DM's forces can hold the line?
I'm asking you, General Taylor.
I think we have to win the situation, even if it takes our troops to win.
So you understand what I want. I want to see South Vietnam as an anti-communist center of resistance in Southeast Asia.
That's what's needed, Mr. President. We need to strengthen support for DM, give him confidence.
Yes. And I want to see a political solution there. Let's be very clear about that. I do not want to have to pursue a military solution in South Vietnam.
In that case, how do you counter pressures on us for military action of some kind?
By waiting.
Even if you're accused of a lack of firmness?
Lack of firmness about what?
About not committing yourself militarily.
I am going to be very firm about not committing myself or this country or its troops to a situation we can't win, at least not yet. And people think that that is a weak position. Well, then that's just what they'll have to think.
Go on TV, Jack. If the American people know that the peace in Vietnam will be an American peace, they'll buy it. I know what people buy.
I'm not going on TV and elevate the importance of Vietnam to Berlin.
No, you send in the special forces to educate the natives in counterinsurgency.
DM wants troops.
Let them have them. You're commander-in-chief. You're in charge, Jack. You can always stop short of war.
Maybe. The other day, George Ball told me that by 1966, he believes there'll be 250,000 fighting men in Vietnam.
What'd you say to him?
I said, George, you're crazy.
Well, don't get into a war you can't win, Jack. If our boys have to go, they have to go. They're well paid. They're paid to win.
Well, that's hardly inspirational for combat, Dad.
I agree.
Are you telling me that the American Communist Party presents a threat to the United States? Mr. Hoover.
Menace, Mr. Kennedy. Menace. My job is the eradication of the communist cancer.
Look, I have read the authorized FBI history. There is no mention of Johnny Torrio, Waxy Gordon, the Bioffs, or Luciano.
We mentioned Capone. My bureau has really no jurisdiction over organized crime.
That is simply not true.
I met with Costello.
Yeah, the mafia.
There is no organized mafia. I don't mind retiring, Mr. Kennedy. I have my pension.
I am not asking you to retire. I am asking you to recognize the existence of organized crime and to do something about it. And I want you to know this, too. Legal wiretaps will be limited to major crimes.
You want to abolish my weapon?
I do not. I wish only to authorize it.
You mean the Attorney General?
Yeah, me. Look, I find it incredible that we are sitting here arguing. I am having to persuade you to investigate and attack organized crime.
There is a time, a place, and the right way of doing things, Mr. Kennedy. Experience will teach you. Right now, my bureau is under your instructions investigating murders, lynchings, and assaults, particularly in southern states, wherever there is Negro subversion. Now you've asked me to fight organized crime that doesn't exist in the way that we understand organizations. Well, the problem is that we're wasting our time using the FBI to investigate too many occasions when nigger women get themselves raped.
Then secure evidence for conviction. Now, you have only 5 Negro agents out of 5,000. So don't let it be said that you're soft on organized crime as well.
I will get evidence on Negro agitation.
Yeah, then produce it. And there will be more Negro agents.
Not while I'm director, Mr. Kennedy.
Now, look, understand me. The Negroes are within their rights. They have fine leaders. The president knows that. I know that.
You're a young man, Mr. Kennedy. And I've been around much longer than you. And I know things you don't about this nation. And about the president.
Then tell him.
When I'm ready.
Jackie's going to be an international sensation in Europe. Macmillan, de Gaulle, the royal family, even the Germans. I know these people. They understand class, and that's what Jackie has, class.
Chic.
What?
Chic.
We had that and class, too.
I like to think so.
I think you ought to go to Europe with them.
I'm going to be in Paris anyway.
That's what I mean. Let's have the State Department involve you in the entire trip. Why not?
I love it.
I'll call Jack. Did you see this? Look, corset. See?
Jack has to wear a corset of his back.
They don't have to print it in the paper. Now, what are the French going to think? An American president wearing a corset, that he's some sort of pansy. I don't like this.
The French understand a wounded war hero.
But corsets don't get votes. Not on a man. Jack is only 44. He's young. President. Corset. Damn it. I don't wear a corset.
Well, let's see. We can use this for Buckingham Palace, I think. I like this. Oh, and I can put those diamond clips on the shoulders.
Yes, of course. The dress in which the First Lady will be presented to Her Majesty the Queen, who I am sure will be very much taken by the tightly cut bodice and the flowing skirt. We want you, you see, to look truly, truly regal.
Well, it is beautiful.
I think a half an inch out of each dart.
Yes, it's too big in the waist.
Right.
Need to bring it in. The fabric is wonderful.
Of course it is. It has been created as a work of art. Notice, please, the stitching. Precise, delicate, very, very British. They will experience style.
Ah, well, the hem has to come down a little.
Done.
And otherwise, I think it's fine.
Fine. Incroyable.
Oh, you know that I'm having Givenchy do the de Gaulle dress.
Yes, I'd heard. Now, let me show you what we have for les Français.
Look at those.
Les voilà.
They're marvelous.
With perhaps a hairstyle in the style of Louis XIV.
That's a good idea.
I have a feeling that Monsieur le Général will adore it.
Paris, France. At the start of their European tour, Jackie reminded France of the liberation as she and President Kennedy took the French nation by storm. La Belle France showered warmth on La Belle Jacqueline and gave the Kennedys a film star's welcome. And there's a new word in Europe today. Jackie. Jackie. That means vibrant beauty. For Jackie is without a doubt the most original and exciting American import into Europe today.
Monsieur le Président, vous êtes en France le très bienvenu. Tout y concourt.
The president quipped, I am the man who accompanied Jacqueline Kennedy to Paris, and I have enjoyed it. And so has the world.
Le président des États-Unis qui vous assure ici la meilleure amitié possible. Les circonstances difficiles.
Premier de Gaulle, now in his 70s, seems to agree. Despite referring to the worsening world situation facing the Western Alliance at this moment, he still finds time to compliment the beautiful First Lady.
La gracieuse Madame Kennedy.
Here in Vienna, the rain clouds parted, and Austria gave all its generous affection to the Kennedys. Thousands forgot the Cold War to smile at the President and First Lady, who were here to meet Chairman Nikita Khrushchev and Madam Nina Petrovna Khrushchev at the Schönbrunn Palace. It's an old saying that east is east and west is west, and never the twain shall meet. But there's no doubt that when it comes to appreciation of feminine charms, there aren't any in disagreement. The world's photographers begged the Soviet leader to shake hands with President Kennedy. Said a grinning Khrushchev, enraptured by Jackie, I'd rather shake her hand first.
Historic London and the Mall is the setting for the Kennedys' arrival in England, on their way for a meeting with Queen Elizabeth and the Duke of Edinburgh at Buckingham Palace. Crowds lined the sidewalk in their thousands to cheer President Kennedy and Jackie as they arrived at the gate of the royal residence, chauffeured in a Rolls-Royce with full British pomp and ceremony. After their meeting with the Queen and Prince Philip, the President and his First Lady were due at the home of Britain's elected leader, the Right Honourable Harold Macmillan, where the reception they were given was no less enthusiastic. Cockneys shouted, "You're all right, Jack," and the smiling Premier appeared with his friend President Kennedy on the steps of 10 Downing Street. And still the crowds called out, "Jackie, Jackie," making the Kennedys' tour of Europe a triumph. England has given the President and Mrs. Kennedy a royal welcome.
The FBI is interested in my friends. You want to change the rendezvous?
This word, rendezvous.
French, sir.
American.
I'm sorry, sir.
Will you stop apologizing to me? How do we know if the woman here is talking of 1, 2, or 3 rendezvous?
I would propose, sir, that we speak of...
You leave the proposing to me. I quote to you from memory the rule in regards to use of foreign words in the Bureau. Foreign words and manners of speech will only be utilized when full comprehension is understood. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You know how I know that?
No, sir.
I wrote that. I know what French people mean by rendezvous, assignation, so forth. I know French. What I don't know, and what you will do, is go from here and find out whether this means 1, 2, 3, or innumerable rendezvous in plural.
bug got most of it. She is the same woman who's been to the White House.
Dates?
They're all on file.
Times?
All down.
Who were the other men?
There are several.
Has she had sexual relations with them?
We can't be sure.
Either she has or she hasn't. Get me names. I want evidence. All right. You can go now. I want the whole lot.
Yes, sir.
Get my man on the White House detail. Here. Now. After him, I want the agents on the Attorney General detail. And after him, I want the man on King to call me. I'll throw it all at the Kennedys. Take my advice. I have a wide experience of men's pursuits, sexual matters.
What are you saying?
I would have enjoyed a family, but I shared the best years of my life with my mother. But you know that the president is associating with a woman in a way that is dangerously indiscreet.
I hope you can prove that, because if you can't, Mr. Hoover.
I am a careful man, Mr. Kennedy. I am careful of the office of the presidency. It requires protection. And I've met that requirement day and night since even before you were born. Let me tell you something else. There are two leaders in this country of different types, the president and Dr. King.
I think you better show me your files, Mr. Hoover.
Yes, at the right time.
There's a tone of blackmail in what you say.
That wall, sir, is government property you're destroying. Good night.
All right. I mean, he wouldn't tell me your name.
And what the hell is he talking about?
Well, he won't say anything direct, but not yet. You know, he's got her under surveillance.
Not in here.
Well, he doesn't have to. Don't think there are people around here who keep their eyes shut, Jack. Please.
Come on, the Secret Service would never talk to the FBI people.
That is
You know that.
incredibly naive. Suppose you're a Hoover, okay? Just suppose he knows that you've been seeing some friend who's all tied in with people that she shouldn't be.
I still don't see how I'm compromised in any way.
You believe that? What do you want me? So what do you want me to do? You want me to tell Hoover to lay off her? Then how do I tell him to lay off King's people? How do I tell him to lay off anybody?
Don't tell him anything.
Jack, every call that comes through here is logged. Now, you know that.
Yes, of course.
Right? Now, you ever seen the log?
Bobby, I've got better things to do than read the phone log.
So you don't think that he has evidence? Huh? And on Secret Service people as well? He plays on people's weaknesses. If he's got something on you, if he knows that you've done something that you don't want him to know, then he'll... If he's got some dirt on you, he won't use it until you won't play ball with him.
Well, he wouldn't use it without confronting me first.
That's what he's planning to do.
He is?
He is. Now what the hell do we do? Now, you tell me.
Suppose he does bug Dr. King.
You won't find anything.
Well, then.
You think I should let him bug King?
That's up to you, Bob, but as long as he doesn't hear anything, I don't see why it matters. Do you?
Jackie? How does all this affect Jackie? Well?
That is between Jackie and me. I don't think she needs to be told, do you?
She won't hear it from me.
I don't feel so good.
We'll just play the 17th.
No, you go ahead. I don't feel so good.
Ambassador Kennedy has suffered a blood clot, hemorrhaging in a brain artery. His chances of making it, I'm sorry, it is a serious stroke.
Are you telling me that he's dying?
He's holding on to life by a slender thread. Mrs. Kennedy, I wish I could say more than that.
The Viet Cong have got South Vietnam by the throat. Sending in more American troops that I'm severely pressured to do is not the answer, so what is?
Okay, we stall the military. Send Taylor and Rostow out there. Taylor is for neutrality in Laos. Everyone knows that. Rostow is for counterinsurgency. The military will listen to them.
But for how long?
I don't know. They'll have to heed.
Look, if the South Vietnamese want their independence, they're going to have to get it for themselves. What we have to do is find a way to make them realize that the solution lies there in the politics, in the social reform, in economic strength, not with a lot of red bandits killing defenseless villagers and trying to sabotage the government.
How long can you stall?
Well, until we find that solution.
The majority is opposed to stalling.
Yes, and that majority happens to be the military itself. Have they forgotten who is commander-in-chief?
It would appear so.
Remind them, Bob. Remind them that I am the one who is responsible for what we do and what we do not do in Vietnam. And I do not intend to become involved in a war in Southeast Asia. Excuse me. Yes.
Jack?
Bobby.
I have some bad news.
What is that?
Dad has had a stroke.
When?
About an hour ago. He's at St. Mary's.
Is he all right?
I think so.
Okay, you get a hold of Jean and meet me here. We'll take Air Force One.
Right. Jack, we have to talk.
What do you mean?
I'll see you on the plane. It's about Hoover. It isn't good.
All right, Bob.
No, he'll never be able to talk again, Jack.
We'll find someone to help him. I gotta go, Dan. God bless.
I'd like to stay a minute.
Hi, Dad.
You were the first person that ever said I had a mind of my own. I never told you how much much that's meant to me. You used to say how much I was like you, and I think that's true. You know more than anyone that it's been hard for me. And you've always been there when it mattered. I want you to know that I love you for that. See, in my life, there was Jack, there was my father, and I love them. And I love you, too. It's very strong. And I think from that strength, you could gain some quiet and some peace that might help you now. And I want to help you. Can you hear me? Well, if you can, please know I love you.
We can have all this celebration and still be in the office by 3.
Sure. There's lots to do, sir.
Yes. This is for you.
Why, thank you, sir. And this is for you.
Oh. Oh. I have this already, but I appreciate the thought. It's the outstanding movie, G-Men, with a great performance by Mr. James Cagney. I'd like you to screen it sometime. There isn't much for the decent American citizen to look forward to, is there? But one day, that same citizen will be able to look at the White House and say, the president is a good man. Don't you think we have a duty to help make America decent?
Oh, I do. I do.
Yes. Oh. Don't forget to call your mother.
Oh, no, sir.
Good.
He made it then Father's favorite sauce. Supper, we'll find out what he bought.
What did you get there, Bobby? Well, no, it's all right.
Let us all give thanks to our Heavenly Father for the blessings of family and for the blessing of life and for all those good fortunes that have been bestowed upon us. May the souls of all the faithful departed, of our family and friends, through the mercy of God, rest in peace through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That looked very well.
You like this responsibility too, huh? That's good.
Yeah. Yes, that's you.
Yes, that's it. This is the Christmas of James Thomas Davis. This is the Christmas when I have committed 2 helicopter companies of the Army to South Vietnam.
Have the press objected?
No, they haven't, Jack. Is anyone in Congress worried? They haven't said so either.
The Pentagon wants a full-scale war. So soon after the Bay of Pigs, so soon after leaving Laos. I wonder if I'm setting myself up for another knockdown.
Who's this James Thomas? Is it Davis?
Yes.
It's all right, man.
It is not a name any of us should forget. I'll tell you who he was. Just 3 days ago, on December 22nd, 1961, a young soldier from Livingston, Tennessee, Specialist 4th Class James Thomas Davis, became the first American combat casualty in South Vietnam. And I'm responsible. I just wonder how his family is spending this Christmas.
There hasn't been a Christmas in, oh, I don't know how many years that I haven't thought about hotels. Yes. I like to think I had it right in that piece I wrote about 20 years ago for the American magazine. You ever read that?
What piece was that, sir?
About tourist cabins. And now we have the motel age. Homes of disease, rape, murder, thievery, places of illicit relations. And now we have a Casanova in the White House. This isn't the holy country anymore. And I can, and I will stop any man from using the White House as a motel. Even if the occupant is the man who holds the most responsible position in this United States of America and on this earth.
I'm being told North Vietnam is an easy target for conventional bombing. I'm being told to send in more troops. To hell with it. Tired of getting advice from the military on how to solve a political problem. I'll send in more troops, and everyone will cheer. A few days later, they'll all forget, and I'll be told to send in more troops.
Well, it doesn't seem to be any way out of it.
I don't know about that.
I'm going to go see Dad now.
We'll join you later, too.
Has the girl backed off?
Which one?
I'm serious.
So am I.
Tell me, Jack.
There's nothing to tell, Bobby.
Let's go. All right, you two, that's enough politics for today. It's time for presents.
Oh, here comes Santa Claus.
Can you carry it?
Oh,
I've got something for you.
God, is that for Daddy?
It's too heavy for
Oh,
me.
thank you. Give me a
I thought so. I saw your name.
Thank you, Jackie.
This is real connection.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. I've got something. Yours is under the tree. Yes, the one around
I
there.
got a little one here for you.
Thank you.
Sure, well, thanks.
Now, let's see what we have here.
This is for you. Yes. I wonder where that could be.
Oh, a Monopoly set.
Yeah, well-
Thank you, Caroline. It's just what I wanted.
Here.
Look at this, Bobby. Now we got something to play with in our spare time.
I'm serious, Jack.
I know that you are, and so am I. But don't worry. The girl is backed off, okay?
Okay, fine.
Did you get my gift for you over there?
I just got it.